Hello, this is the video on Worksheet 5.4 conversions. This is using dimensional analysis to convert inches into feet, feet to yards, all that good stuff. So I'm going to walk you through some of the problems. You'll have to do the rest of them on your own. What I would suggest doing is trying the problem first on your own, pausing the video, trying it on your own, and then watching me do the solution. That way you can kind of check and see if you're on the right track. And you're kind of starting to think about this yourself, okay? So let's look at number 1. In this problem, we have 60 inches, and we're trying to convert it into feet. So we know what inches are. They're those about that big, right? We can think of 60 of them all lined up in a row, and we really want to convert them into feet, which is kind of about the size of our foot. So we want to kind of consolidate them a little bit, make it a little more simpler to think of 60 inches in feet. So using the method that we learned in class, we start with a T-chart. Okay, so we make our nice T there. 60 inches goes in the top left. And we use a conversion factor to fill in the rest of it. Now, a conversion factor is one of these up here. Okay, in this case, we want to turn feet into inches. Well, up here, we should look for the one that says feet to inches. This one says feet to yards, but we don't want that. We want feet to inches. So this is the one that we're going to want to be using. So we want to use 12 inches to 1 feet. What we really want to think about is we want our inches to cancel out. So when we are multiplying fractions, when we have, let's say, 1/2 times 2/3, if we have a 2 in our denominator in one fraction and a 2 in our numerator in the other fraction, those cancel out. Okay, if we have them in both, those cancel out. It's the same idea here. So if we have inches in the numerator here, we want inches in the denominator over here so that they will cancel out. Well, in our conversion factor, we have inches and we also have feet, so we want feet to be on the top. Okay. Then we can fill in our numbers. 12 inches, 12 goes with inches, and 1 goes with feet. Once we have set up our t-table, chosen our conversion factor, then we can multiply across the top. 60 times 1 is 60. Well, there's nothing to multiply here, so 12 is just 12. Okay. Once we've done that, then we go ahead and divide. 60 divided by 12. 60 divided by 12 is 5. And there's our numerical answer. But we also need to have the units, right? Because this could really be 5 inches, 5 feet, 5 years. We don't really know. We need some units. So, like I said before, when we have something in the numerator and something in the denominator, they cancel out. So we have inches down here and inches up there, which means they cancel. So we can cross those out. Now, feet, we have nothing to cancel out with. That's all. It's all by itself. So it's all that's left. So this is actually 5 feet. So if you think of it that way, 60 inches is actually 5 feet, which makes sense. Okay. All right, let's try number 2. Number 2, we're trying to take feet and turn them into yards. Okay, so we don't use yards a whole lot, but you can think of them like the yardsticks or the meter sticks we use in class. Those are about the size of a yard. Okay, so again, we're going to start with our t-table, and we're going to put 36 feet in the top left, and then we're going to choose our conversion factor. We're looking for something that relates feet and yards, and I see gallons of quarts, minutes per hour, there's feet and inches, feet and yards. Okay, so we have to have both. So we want to use this conversion factor. Now, again, we're looking for that canceling out, numerator, denominator, kind of diagonal thing. So if we want to get rid of these feet, we're going to put feet in the bottom, since feet's in the top there, and yards in the top. Okay, and our numbers go 1 with yards and 3 with feet. Okay, so now we have our t-table filled in. All we have to do is multiply across the top. 36 times 1 is 36, and across the bottom, nothing to multiply, so we get 3. Once we do that, we divide. 36 divided by 3 is 12, and then we have to figure out our units. Don't forget to figure out your units. Okay. I have a feet in the numerator, feet in the denominator, so those cancel, and I'm just left with yards. Okay, well, let's try number 3. We have 8 feet equals blank inches, so we're taking big feet and converting them into small inches. We'll start with our t-table. 8 feet in the top left. Again, we have to choose our conversion factor. We're looking for feet and inches. Just like with number 1, we're going to use this one up here. So this time, we want feet to go in the bottom because we're trying to get rid of this feet, and feet is in the top. Here, we were trying to get rid of these inches. Here, we want to get rid of feet, so feet's going to go in the bottom. Inches are going to go on the top. So instead, we'll have 1 foot on the bottom, 12 inches on the top. And we're going to multiply across. 8 times 12 is 96. And nothing on the bottom, so 1. 96 divided by 1 is just 96. And then we have to worry about our units. There's nothing to cancel out with the inches, so that stays. But feet is in the numerator, feet is in the denominator, so we cross those out, and we're left with inches. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump to 6, 7, and 8, so you can kind of do 4 and 5 by yourself. It's just a little bit of a different conversion factor, and I want to have you get some experience with that. Okay, so number 6 is 300 centimeters equals blank meters. We're going to start with our t-table. Remember, centimeters are those small little things on our ruler. Meters is like one of those big yardsticks we have. And we're going to start with 300 centimeters in our top left. Okay, our conversion factor, this time we're looking for something that relates centimeters and meters, so cm and m. The only place I see that is right here. 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So take a guess where you think goes on the bottom. Does centimeters go down here or meters? It is centimeters because we want to get rid of centimeters, so it has to go diagonal. On the top, we will put our meters. Okay, so keep the numbers with them. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And then we just multiply across. 300 times 1 is 300. 100 times nothing is just 100. And then we divide. 300 divided by 100 gives us 3. Okay. Now we have to figure out our units. Nothing to cancel with the meters, but the centimeters cancel because 1 in the numerator, 1 on the denominator, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top. And we're just left with meters. Okay. Let's try number 7. Again, taking meters and turning into centimeters. So this time we're getting, we're taking a big thing and we're trying to see what it is in the smaller things. So t-table, 2.8 meters. We're going to use the same conversion factor, right? We're still relating meters and centimeters, just like we were up here. It's just backwards. So this time I'm trying to get rid of meters. So diagonally it's going to go down here. Meters is going to go down here, and centimeters is going to go on the top. Okay. Again, I want to use this factor, so 1 meter on the bottom, 100 centimeters on the top. Okay. Multiply across the top. 2.8 times 100 is 280. 1 times itself is just 1. Okay. 280 divided by 1 gives me 280, and now we have to determine our units. Now, centimeters, nothing to cancel with. Meters, 1 up here, 1 down there, they cancel, and I'm left with 280 centimeters. Okay, let's do the last one, number 8, together. So I have 450 minutes, and I want to convert that to hours. Okay, again, I'm going to start with my t-table, 450 minutes, and I need to look for my conversion factor. I'm looking for one that relates minutes and hours. These are all feet, inches. Of course, this one here is 60 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, down here, what do you think is going to go down here, minutes or hours? It's going to be minutes because minutes is what we're trying to get rid of up here. So minutes down here, hour up here. Okay. So we're going to copy these numbers. So 1 hour to 60 minutes. Multiply across the top. We're going to get 450. Bottom 60 is by itself. Then divide those. 450 divided by 60 is... roll over and grab my calculator here. 450 divided by 60 is 7.5. So 7.5. Okay. Now, again, we're wanting to look at what are our units going to be. Okay, so hours isn't really going to cancel with anything, but the minutes will. Okay, and we are looking at just hours. So this one will be 7.5 hours. I'm going to let you try number 4, 5, 9, and 10 on your own and bring those into class tomorrow.